absolutely a daily grind up here, over and over and over. We repeat the same things, do the same things, and since the last time we showed snow, we have gotten several more dumps and several more feet of snow, and we have cleaned it up a handful of times since the last video. Our friends are visiting for the day from Remote Life Alaska, Lorie and Cody, and so Cody's out here helping Aaron get a bunch of it done, moving all the vehicles, the snow machines. Now we have a plane. They don't like to move when they're cold. They're whiny.
It's not mine.
We got no
gloves. That's all right. Are you sure?
Yeah. They're not sticking, so it's not that bad.
Dog nuggets.
on the rug, that way when it drains, it'll drain on that black rug. You're good. Those of you that don't know, we started building this house in 2021, and our bathroom is supposed to have a clawfoot bathtub, and lo and behold, they are very, very difficult to find up here. And because I wanted an actual antique or vintage clawfoot tub and not a reproduction, it has taken me until 2026 to find one, but I found one and it is in excellent shape. We got to get some work done on it and get it installed, but I'm finally going to have a bathtub. There she went. Yeah, it's almost done. All right, go. Well, this week has been quite the reminder that Alaska is full of emergency situations, from another 2 feet of snow dumping on us to the ice that caused me to fall and hit the back of my head this winter. And then we've had multiple small earthquakes, but multiple earthquakes, reminding us that everywhere we go and everything we do can turn into an emergency. And to be quite honest, when I was watching the lower 48 go through the storm that they went through this winter, I really wanted to share some of the things that we keep on hand in our vehicles for such situations as snow in places you aren't used to, or ice and those sort of things. But I really wanted you guys to have time to recover before I just jumped on the bandwagon, or the train, if you will. I have been requested by several of you to make this video. What do I carry in my car for emergency situations? On top of all of that, those who watch the channel know, and those who don't, you won't know this, I have one of the rarest allergies on earth. I am actually allergic to the cold. But as I sit here in proper gear, ready to go, it's 20 degrees at my house. You can see every single breath that I'm taking. It is nice and chilly. If I were to slide off the road or a car were to break down, the situation for me could be more deadly than it is for many, many others. However, if you have little ones, small children, elderly, it can be just as dangerous for you as it is for me. Now, some of the things I'm about to show you simply come from that would have been nice if we had it in emergency situations that we have found ourselves in. So all of it makes sense, and some of it may be things you might not think of, but I'll take you along right now and show you what I keep in the car for emergencies. Starting out on the outside of the car, all of our our vehicles in the wintertime do actually have studded tires. Even living in Colorado, Aaron growing up in Wyoming, we didn't actually use studded tires there. However, there are people that do. Here in Alaska, we have been here long enough to realize it just really isn't an option. You either need the best winter tires money can buy, or you need studded tires. So the outside of the vehicle is just as important, if not more so, than the supplies you keep in. And just this week, because of the ice, one of my windshield wipers froze. It ripped apart the whole blade. So I have brand new windshield wipers on the car and studded tires. And this is a two-wheel drive vehicle that has been here for many years with our drive to and from town, and it hasn't had any issues. So you can drive two-wheel drive vehicles if you put the right type of tires and equipment on the vehicle. I just have this, I'm hoping you can see. Let me see what you're looking at. Okay, so I have this bag here that has 3 bags in it. And I'm gonna go through what I keep in them, but let's go through the big things that are around the vehicle first. I actually want to talk about this shovel in just a second, but over here I have jumper cables, and Aaron puts one of these, what are they, a star wrench or something, that is for the tires, because we have found in both the truck and the car, if you have to change a tire, these tend to work better, but that's not necessarily something if you have a jack and the right size deal for your vehicle, that's fine. Jumper cables, a must, because with our sub-zero temperatures, batteries kind of get ate up, and you may be in a situation where you need a jump and the other person doesn't have jumper cables. So let's put it on ourselves to make sure that we have jumper cables, as opposed to hoping and praying that someone else has them. Over here is one of the things I haul around. This is a spare pair of boots. They are a little bit big for me, but they would fit like Cody or someone else. I have 2 pairs of these. They aren't my favorite, but I have been known to leave the house in a pair of tennis shoes or something cute and end up in a situation where I have to get out in the snow. And these are completely waterproof. They're insulated. They're not super expensive, but they're not the cheapest boot on the planet either. And then inside of it, we have the Spike. Right here, you see me wearing my chore boots. There's this exact brand and Spike on there. In fact, I will link these in the video in some way, shape, or form, whether that's in the description or on the shopping app. It doesn't really matter, but I have found these they're pretty gnarly. In fact, let me show you them. They are super pointy. Like, these will tear up your floor, your floorboard. You don't want to wear these in the car. You don't want to wear them in the house. And then these are a size thing. So Aaron's boots and my boots don't use the same size spike. So I do keep these in here because of the ice, and that was the first ice of the year when I slipped and fell. And before I even got to the house, Cody handed me mine, put them on my chore boots, and I haven't taken them off since. However, I may find myself in a situation where I need to slip these over whatever I'm wearing, wherever I'm at, in order to just protect myself. Keep in mind, the older you get as women, this was a super scary fact for me when my grandmother fell and broke her back last winter. Like, the death rate is really, really high when elderly fall and break something. Well, I'm not elderly yet, or I wouldn't be considered elderly, but I am old enough, and everything would fall apart if I broke a hip or had hit my head so badly between chores and cows and everything else. It just isn't safe. And these are less than $20 in order to prevent that from happening. In the other boot, I have some gloves, several stocking caps. I just have these so that they're easy to grab. Not necessarily because we've gone off the road and we're in survival mode, but because we're constantly needing to pull out things like that. In this bag here, I have a dog bowl for water. I have a leash because those who know we have tons of dogs. I have a blanket that was actually a gift from one of you guys, and I have used and washed this probably 100 times. It has been so helpful just on super cold days in situations. We might grab it on the snow machine or anything like that. And then there's a guard, a protector for the dogs. But mostly this section is just, if I have the dogs, I have a few things for them. In the middle one, this one is more survival. We have a ranger handbook that could teach us all kinds of things. There is a bag that hooks on a belt that's in here if you needed to go walking and carry something with you. I have this bag of odds and ends. This is for purifying water, a glow stick in case you need to light something up. We have some fire starter, a flashlight, a tiny little headlamp, the different things like that. A roll of toilet paper. You never know when an emergency might hit. That's not supposed to be in there. Also, there's that belt, but this could be super helpful in emergencies. You could hook that on, but if something's happening, your pants are falling off, you gotta go for a hike, that could be helpful. Here's a little fingernail clipper. But down here is one of those Crisco emergency candles, and it has a candle in it. And if we were overnight in the vehicle, we could light this and it'll put off just enough heat to keep us from freezing as well as light without putting off smoke. There's a pocket knife in there. This heat is a gas line, antifreeze, water remover. In the event, and ask me how we know, because this happened to our diesel pickup when we moved here and we had to use something similar for a diesel. Our fuel gummed up because it got so cold out that the truck needed the extra stuff added to the fuel in order to get it through the filters. The filters clogged, like it was a whole thing, and the truck kept dying on the way home. So we keep that in here in the event we were in sub-zero temperatures and something is happening with the fuel. Water gets in your filter, freezes, and then the fuel can't get through, and lo and behold, you can't go anywhere. So we do keep that in there. That is a super cheap thing to carry around that could be an absolute lifesaver just getting the vehicle home. We have some oil in case you're leaking oil, you hit something. Here is a tarp, and this tarp comes with several bungee cords. You could wrap stuff, you could block the cold out of the car with it, you could build a shelter, you could tug a lug something. We have used tarps for any number of things, and this small tarp kit actually came for just a few bucks from Walmart. So we keep those. We have one of these in the boat, in the Argo, in the side-by-sides, in everything. And you would not believe the amount of times we have used bungee cords and things like that. Hand warmers just shoved all over the place. And we have one more bag. I'll show you what's in here. All right. This bag, I think, came from my mom. We have steel wool. We have a super sharp knife. Like, this isn't your high-end knife. This is just to get you through an emergency situation. This isn't something that you would carry around for your daily use. some lighters, but more important than lighters, because they freeze up, I'll cover the information, that's matches in a pill bottle. Some hand warmers. We have a multi-purpose tool here. This is not the name brand, but it is wrench, pliers, all of that, because something can simply break off. Lots and lots. This is a way to, it's a saw, so you could cut little limbs, and then we have bunches of ways to start fires in order to keep ourselves warm, and then some batteries. So mostly this is a fire starting pack. A couple of hand warmers in there, because while you're trying to start that fire, keeping your hands warm so that you are able to do what you need to do is a great idea. Okay, in this bag, now I don't put the batteries to where the light will turn on until we actually need it, and that kind of helps batteries last. So this we got for free, but it is a light, and it is, again, Cody, I mean, it was gifted to her, so she put one of these in each of the vehicles because she got a whole handful of them from a sponsor at work. So screwdrivers, a little razor knife, oh, that endlessly useful, little nuts and wrenches and those sort of things. So this alone, if this is all you put in there, please do something. Aaron has a hand issue, and so all over the place we keep Band-Aids. He has psoriasis and it breaks open, and so this has been well loved. Look at that. Look at how much we've used out of that triple antibiotic ointment, and then Band-Aids. And obviously these are not the Band-Aid brand filling this thing. They are the Walmart brand, because we have used and used and used so many Band-Aids that this kit has been refilled multiple times. We have some sanitation wipes, bear spray, sunscreen, some gauze, some masks. You just never know if the volcano went off, anything like that. You might need those to get you home. More hand warmers, because I don't want to be searching around. And then this is a body warmer. And then down here we have a first aid kit that is got all of your regular sewing kit, from sewing kits to gauze and bandages and just regular first aid stuff. This one I have all kinds of like charger cords, different kinds that actually plug into this car. I keep some back here because it seems like you're endlessly, if you have kids, they're being stolen out of your vehicle or out of your wall. This is just a wipe to wipe the car. And then I keep in here a shopping bag, just a reused shopping bag. And then I also keep some old Walmart bags just in case we need them for something. My hands are getting cold, and I was going to tell you about this shovel. Okay. So I saw like a lot of recommendations for like these fold-up shovels, but I got these small hand shovels. They're a landscaping shovel. I got them at Walmart on clearance for less than 20 bucks, and I got them for each of the vehicles. Well, this size shovel fits in the back of the car. And the reason I like it is all the fold-out shovels I've ever seen is when we find ourselves washed off into the snow, and this car has been pulled off the road into the snow. It's not something where a little shovel is going to get us out of that situation. You often need a much bigger shovel. In all the trucks, we just throw regular full-size shovels in them. We just throw a regular shovel in the truck, but something that needed to fit in the car. And so I got these, and let me tell you, these have been used in the chicken coop. They're carried around in every vehicle. And the thing that I like is that it is solid. It isn't folding. It's not floppy. I couldn't break this if I tried to. It has the little feet part where you can actually push on it in order to dig yourself out of a situation. And the handle is super helpful. But more than anything, it is sturdy and it is small and it is short. And most of the time when you're digging your vehicle out, you're gonna be bent over doing that anyway, so I don't need that great big long shovel in order to get what I need out of the snow. So this is absolutely, I think, one of the smartest things that I've ever carried around in the vehicle. Is it awkward? Sure. Is it a little bit bigger than a fold-out one? Sure. If you live in a place where, let me just show you this snow pile. I am 5'7" tall. There you go. When we have snow issues, they aren't little snow issues. We need to be able to dig out of some very, very serious snow. Oh, puppy problems. There's not too much that would be like considered emergency gear in the front of the car, but I think you can see it better from this one. There we go. There's a blanket on the back seat more than anything. That's because we haul around the dogs and just protects the seats. But that could be used in an emergency. And then I do keep a coat in the car. So if I take this coat out, I would leave that coat in. I don't know why. I am literally allergic to the cold. And the other day, Destiny goes, oh, let's run to the store really quick. I jump in with her from the house, get halfway there and realize, why do I not have a coat on? What is wrong with me? Well, Destiny and Caleb are just like the rest of us. They haul all this gear. They have a coat in their car or a hoodie or a sweatshirt, at least something that you can put on your body. And most of the time, unless it's my personal vehicle, whatever I throw in hoodie, coat, that sort of thing wise, we do it in a size that would fit Aaron. Because if it'll fit Aaron, it'll fit everybody else. But if it fits me, it's not gonna fit Aaron, if that makes sense. And generally, if he is with me, he's gonna leave me in the vehicle. He's gonna get out. He's gonna fix the situation for me. And it's more important that he has what he needs and that it fits the biggest person. So that's just a odd piece of advice. If you only want to carry one additional coat or sweatshirt or something like that, carry it for the biggest person in your family. This is mine and Aaron's truck. We'll ignore the other vehicles because they aren't mine and Aaron's. And so whatever these people do is up to them. In here in my truck, in the back, we carry a shovel and a tow strap and some other things. A truck is a little bit different. So down here, we have these cubbies, and in this cubby, I keep down there some oil, and then these are straps, tie-down straps, because I am forever not having one on hand, and if I don't hide them in here, my boys will steal them. I cannot tell you the number of times I have been someplace and need to tie something down, and Caleb and Wyatt have done, let's just have a look. He wrecked his sled real bad yesterday. He goes to the shop tomorrow. They have stolen my straps and strapped something because they were just lying in the back of the truck, and so now I keep a bag of straps tucked away where the boys can't see. Again with the blankets, so I just washed this week, so this is a nice clean blanket if I had an emergency. And then under the seats, so back here, same thing. We have jumper cables. This unsnaps. I have an ability to air up the tires, and then a first aid kit. On that side, under there is another blanket. So right under this side of the seat is a waterproof blanket. Here. I'll just not tell you. I'll dig it out. I'll dig it out. Hang on. So this one has been washed again, probably 25 times. I got these at Costco. I have a blue and a gray one, and they are amazing. So they don't get wet super easy. They're kind of the material of a sleeping bag on the outside, but we take these on the sleds, the snow machines, and they really dry very, very quickly if you did happen to get it wet. But when we go fishing in the summertime, more than anything, we end up sleeping in the truck, and I use that blanket, probably on a weekly basis. So that one has been used an unbelievable amount of times. And then down here, same thing. There's a cubby, and it has stocking caps and gloves and flashlights and hand warmers. There is a raincoat or a poncho in case you're in that sort of situation. So work gloves, warm gloves, all of that sort of same idea is in this truck as well. Well, I hope that gives kind of an understanding of some of the things that we carry around. It doesn't have to be extensive. It doesn't have to be massive. Couple of things I recommend. If you can get those spikes, after everyone that had those ice storms, they're less than $20. Throw those in your emergency kit. They might be something that maybe you didn't think about. Even if they're in your car or your house or whatever, get them now so that when those storms hit, you're not worried or trying to figure those out. That I would recommend. The other thing is matches are more valuable than lighters. If you... Hello, Layla. They want to play right at my feet. They're like toddlers. I keep pointing to them and you can't even see them because they move so fast. Little stinkers. So I say matches over lighter. Carry a lighter, it's easy. I even have one in my pocket, and this is my chore outfit that I generally don't wear outside of the property because I've used it so much. And I have a razor knife in one pocket, I have a lighter in another pocket, and so on. However, it freezes up very, very quickly, and it is more important, it is better to have matches, I think, than a lighter. So instead of just opting out and not having one or the other, just make sure you throw some matches in. Some things you probably didn't see, that we don't really have a way to like do water or whatever because you can melt snow. I carry a water bottle with me, all of those fun things. I have snacks in my gym bag in case I had that sort of emergency and needed a snack. I don't have toddler children, therefore I don't carry around as much as I used to, but you can definitely add all of those things in as well. So I hope you enjoyed a little peek. Let's move on with our day. I think the hay guy is on his way to the property.
Yeah, you got it. Top back there.
So we've shared before, Blankenship Farms brings us our hay, and they're out on Point McKenzie. So make sure you go and give their channel a follow. He does a ton of stuff, and if you want to know what it's like to farm or ranch up here in Alaska, that is his absolute passion. And so it's really, really good to get an understanding, especially if you're thinking about moving someplace like this. What are the things you're going to run into? You can definitely learn a whole bunch of that off of their channel, and I'll link it in the show notes. That's all right. How are ya?
Good, how you doing?
Good. Welcome back. What was the weather like in the capital?
No snow.
No snow. I knew it.
Rainy.
Rainy?
Yeah, everyone was making fun of me because of my cowboy hat, but I kept the rain off my head.
I love it.
What are you gonna
So we're just gonna dump the hay off the back, and then Erin will use it, use the forks on the tractor to move it over to our little cow later. One at a time. This will last us, if you're curious, this will last us about 4 months, but I do supplement her, as you saw in the beginning of this video. She gets a very specific like grain for a cow that is milking, and that is what it is formulated for. It's not just an all-around feed, it is something for a milk cow. And then she gets alfalfa as well, and then this is some good local grass. Hey, woo, he went with it. Watch out.
Don't want to hit your...
Perfect. No, it's good. It's stepping. Heck yeah! Thanks, Dylan.
Yeah.
Well, there we have it. A day of chores, a delivery of snow. We have other YouTubers visiting us. We have gone through the emergency supplies that we keep in our vehicle. And with that, I hope that you had a fantastic visit on our homestead. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. And if you watch from the TV, would you do me a huge favor when you're on your phone or doing something like that? If you would subscribe, that would greatly help our channel grow. Thank you so much for being part of what we do here. I love sharing this life with you, and I am so blessed to get to do it over and over, and that you guys show up and watch this channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you with all of my heart. I hope you have a blessed week. I hope that you find something to be super, super grateful for, and I am grateful for you. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.